I'm wondering if I should even bother giving an excuse for why this is up so late. Yes, I'm back. Again. Sorry for the long break, but for the past few weeks I've been watching football. Specifically, Queen's football. So before we dive into the hockey, I want to congratulate the Queen's Golden Gaels on their 2009 Vanier Cup victory, 33-31 over the Calgary Dinos. Another exciting game. Go Gaels, go! And while I'm at it, I guess congrats to the Montreal Alouettes for their 2009 Grey Cup victory, even though I wasn't cheering for you. Anyway, on to the hockey. So in my long break, I came to a conclusion about the 2009-2010 Toronto Maple Leafs season. It's a Ferris wheel. Let's think about it for just a minute. The season started promisingly with the preseason, winning most of our preseason matches with Bozak, Hansen, Stahlberg, and Condrey all looking really good. Then the season starts and we go 8 consecutive losses. Then on our first road trip of the season, we get our first win in Anaheim, then go on a 7-game point streak capped off by 2 consecutive victories. Then we lose 5 straight, including giving up a 3-goal lead to the last place team in the NHL and losing in OT. Then the last team in the East beats the first place team in the East. Then we lose to the Isles despite tying a franchise records for shots with 61 shots in the game. Follow that up, we win 2 straight against the 2 teams in Florida, Tampa Bay and the Florida Panthers. Get shut out by Buffalo, then respond the very next night by shutting out Montreal, bust Columbus 6-3, get trounced 7-2 by the Bruins, then thrash the Thrashers. See what I'm getting at here? The Leafs have been improving, they've been getting wins more frequently, but it seems that for every single victory there's a blowout loss. But looking at the positives, I have to give a few of the Leafs props for stepping up, especially Nicholas Hagman. Ever since I called him out on my last video, he's been putting up points like mad. You're really turning your season around. Keep it up, Haggy. Stajan has also been quietly producing. If he keeps this up, who knows what could happen. Keeping up with the trend from the last few games, I want to touch here on Toronto goalies. We have to have some of the most fragile goalies in the league. Toskala goes down to injury, so we call up Joey Mack from the Marlies to back up Gustafsson. Then in Montreal, Gustafsson's heart starts acting up for a second time, and Joey Mack has to take over starting responsibilities. Gustafsson's heart, when it acted up at the beginning of the season, didn't worry me before, but now that it's acting up again, it's cause for concern. I mean, they say this is the last time he'll need work on his heart, but weren't you guys saying that last time? But I really hope Gus and his doctors are right in that he can stay healthy because he's shown glimpses of elite goaltending so far. And of course I have to talk about the most recent trade that people are talking about. The Toronto Maple Leafs send forward Jiri Tlusty to Carolina for their 27th overall pick in the 2009 draft, Philippe Paradis. Now I know some of you are upset by this, but it's really not that big of a deal. Yes, Tlusty was one of the more prolific goal scorers on the Marlies, but the problem is, season after season, he's let us down. I mean, every single year we've been hoping that he'd be ready to make the jump from the AHL to the NHL, and every single year he's fallen short of living up to the expectations of the fans of Toronto. For the last 3 years, he seemed like he's on the cusp, but just not quite there yet. So now we have Philippe Paradis, who, like I said, was a 27th overall pick in the 2009 draft, and when you look at what type of player he is, you can see why Burke wants him. He's 6'2", 205 pounds, and in 137 games over 3 seasons in the QMJHL for the Shawinigan Cataracts, he's racked up 161 penalty minutes. We all know how Burke loves the tough guys. But there is one thing I really disliked about this trade. Now 4 out of my 5 bobbleheads are former Leafs. Wendell, Gilmore, Nieuwendyk, Tlusty. I hope you're planning on staying, Vesa. Now before I go, I want to address the one question that's been resurfacing now that the Leafs are playing more like what we'd hoped they would at the beginning of the season. Are the Leafs a playoff team? Well, on their good nights, they certainly seem like one, don't they? Then with the Ferris wheel effect, they have their bad nights and yikes. You look at the standings and they're second last in the league, but then you take a second look and they're only 7 points out. The Leafs have been looking much better lately, and things are certainly looking up. Hagman's on a hot streak. Phil Kessel looks superhuman. Ian White is channeling the spirit of Tim Horton. The Leafs do have a chance. It's not a bright one, but it's there. As long as they play the way they have in the last 9 games, going 6-2-1, they're very capable of turning things around. They've just got to stop the Ferris wheel. And guys, I also want to thank you all for watching. I have passed the 100 subscriber plateau. Thank you to everyone who subscribed to me. 107 people watched this show. Thank you to each and every one of you. Please keep spreading the word. That's it. I'm out of here. I hope you enjoyed tonight's game against the Isles, and I'll talk to you soon. Once it poses.